Good afternoon, Blue Hens, and welcome to 427 News, your source for all things happening on campus and beyond. I'm Ava Lamb.
And I'm Gracie Back. Thanks for joining us. We've got a lot to cover today, from local events and campus updates to what's making headlines across Delaware. Tensions in Chicago have been escalating as federal immigration enforcement operations continue across the city.
The situation has intensified since the Trump administration started a major crackdown on illegal immigration in the area about a month ago. What began as a slow increase in arrests has now escalated to a fatal shooting and the detention of U.S. citizens. In recent days, bystanders have gathered around arrests while recording ICE agents. Immigration officers used tear gas and pepper balls to break up crowds. On Tuesday, ICE officers deployed tear gas on Chicago residents. Among them were 13 Chicago police officers. Protests have continued downtown, with members of the Texas National Guard having arrived in the area. Chicagoans have formed volunteer groups to monitor their neighborhoods for these federal agents. These groups have been posting alerts on Facebook and Signal group chats when ICE officers are spotted. Federal authorities initially told local officials the operation would last 45 days, but now there's no clear end in sight. Meanwhile, a Delaware mother who survived domestic violence found herself in chains on a deportation flight, despite her legal protection under U.S. immigration law. The victim was arrested by ICE agents inside her Sussex County home earlier this year. The agents entered without a warrant searching for her brother. Despite having no criminal record, the victim was handcuffed in front of her two children and detained as a collateral arrest. The victim was protected under deferred action while applying for a U visa, a federal status designed to protect undocumented victims who help law enforcement. She had previously aided police in catching and deporting her abusive ex-husband, who stabbed her in 2019. Delaware's Attorney General says that ICE refused to honor the victim's protected status, a move that could discourage other victims from coming forward. Tonight, we're taking a closer look at the government shutdown and how the current 2025 stalemate compares to the historic 2018 to 2019 shutdown under former President Trump. Let's break down the similarities and the differences between the two. Back in 2018 and 2019, the shutdown was triggered by a dispute over border wall funding. It lasted 35 days, the longest in U.S. history. It ended after Congress and the White House agreed to temporarily reopen the government without immediate funding for the wall. Federal workers were eventually granted back pay, and the economy experienced short-term losses in productivity and consumer spending. More than 800,000 federal employees were affected, either furloughed or working without pay. Fast forward to 2025, and the shutdown looks a little different. This time, it's triggered by disagreements over the federal budget and health care funding. The shutdown is still ongoing, with no clear timeline for when it might end. And even though a 2019 law promises back pay for federal employees, there's still some confusion about when or if that will be implemented. The impact is also broader, affecting health care programs, social services, and state-level funding. And many experts say this stalemate reflects an even deeper level of political polarization than we saw 6 years ago. But there are some key similarities between both shutdowns. In each case, federal employees were furloughed or worked without pay. Essential services like military, air travel, and postal operations continue, but under strain. National parks, museums, and federal agencies have faced partial or full closures, and the economy feels like the ripple effects, with delays in federal spending and a drop in consumer confidence. So while both shutdowns share similar struggles, from unpaid workers to public frustration, this time the fight is broader, the divide is deeper, and the outcome is still uncertain.
Former President Donald Trump has approved cuts that eliminate $1.1 billion in funding for public broadcasting. The reduction means many stations, including more than 330 PBS affiliates and 246 NPR stations, are now forced to seek alternative sources of funding. As a result, some employees are facing layoffs, and networks are making tough decisions about which programs to cut. To help offset costs, 3 original paintings by iconic PBS artist Bob Ross will be auctioned off to support station licensing fees. His famous works, including Winter's Peace, Home in the Valley, and Cliffside, will be a part of the auction. The first sale will take place November 11th at Bonhams in Los Angeles, with additional auctions planned in New York, London, and online.
A fragile ceasefire in Gaza has brought the release of Israeli hostages and Palestinian prisoners, a key first step in what President Donald Trump is calling the end of the war in Gaza. Trump said the agreement marks the start of rebuilding the devastated territory. He describes the deal as the hardest part of the process and said rebuilding is, maybe, going to be the easiest part. Others at the summit warned that these challenges are only the beginning. Experts say key details remain unresolved, including how and when Hamas will disarm, when Israeli troops will withdraw, and which nations will form the new international security force for Gaza. Prime Minister Netanyahu says he's committed to Trump's plan, but has not declared the war over. Hamas, while weakened, remains in power in parts of Gaza. The ceasefire comes after 2 years of devastating conflict that has left tens of thousands of people dead, more than 90% of Gaza's 2 million residents displaced, and the territory in ruins. Despite international optimism, analysts describe the deal as a fragile pause. They warn that sustaining peace will depend on continued pressure and involvement from the United States and its partners. For now, it's a moment of relief, but as one analyst put it, the war is not over yet.
This week has been quite eventful for Blue Hens. Freshman goalkeeper on the women's soccer team, Sophia Hall, named CUSA's Goalkeeper of the Week for the third time this season. Hall is one of the 3 UD players to get the recognition this season, along with Maggie Groh and Lily Lubick. The women's tennis team also succeeded this past weekend. Mariah Hironshaka and Paulina Jerkowska advancing to the semifinal round in the doubles action, marking the 4th consecutive year that a Fighting Blue Hen has made it that far in this event. The Philadelphia Eagles suffered a tough loss this weekend, failing to the New York Giants in a close division matchup. The Eagles struggled to find their rhythm on offense, while the Giants capitalized on key turnovers to secure the win. The loss drops Philadelphia further behind the NFC East race, leaving many fans wondering what's next for the team. But how are students here on campus feeling about the game? We sent our reporters out to hear what football fans had to say. Take a look.
So how did you feel watching the game on Thursday?
I don't know. Pretty happy, I guess. The Eagles lost, so no complaints.
I honestly felt really devastated. I was not very happy to watch the Phillies lose, then the Eagles lose. Ruined my night, potentially.
Awesome.
Yeah, it was amazing.
I hate all of Philly.
Not good. Like really bad actually, because the Phillies lost too.
Giants game, good. I hate the Eagles too. So.
Yeah, I bet on the Eagles to win, but I was still rooting for the Giants.
Fall fun is in full swing here in the First State, and Milburn Orchards in Elkton is celebrating the season in style. The Fall Festival in the Big Backyard is happening. The Fall Festival in the Big Backyard is happening right now, and it's open daily through November 2nd. Families can enjoy hay rides, a corn maze, farm animals, and all the classic fall treats. Don't miss the Barnyard Buddies, where kids can meet there and feed friendly goats, sheep, and chickens. Or stop by the Boo Barn, a not-so-scary Halloween adventure, perfect for younger visitors. Plus, this year's Milky Way Sway, the cosmic-themed light tunnel experience that lights up the night with color and music. October weekends are peaking visiting times, so you'll want to grab your discounted ticket online before heading over. If apple picking is on your fall bucket list, Milburn's You Pick Apples runs Saturdays and Sundays from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. This weekend's featured varieties include Milburn's own Sweet Zoe, Stamen Winesap, and limited supply of Granny Smith. And if you're more into pumpkins, you can also head out for the pumpkin picking. Find the perfect one for your porch or fall decor. As always, varieties can change quickly, so it's best to check their online schedule for the latest updates. And don't forget to grab those discounted online tickets ahead of time. The You Pick Orchards, the Big Backyard, and the deck are all weather permitting, so make sure to keep your eye on the forecast before you go. Whether you're looking for farm-fresh apples, warm cider donuts, or just a great photo op among the pumpkins, Milburn Orchards is a perfect fall getaway, open every day through November 2nd.
Now, taking it locally, one of Newark's most iconic spots is going pink for a good cause. Deer Park Tavern, located at 108 West Main Street, is known for its lively nightlife, Thursday night pitchers, and deep roots in the University of Delaware community. But this month, the tavern is turning its focus to something even more meaningful, supporting the fight against breast cancer. Deer Park is continuing its annual Deer Park Goes Pink tradition, hosting a 5K run and walk to benefit the Delaware Breast Cancer Coalition. This year marks the 9th consecutive year that the event has brought together students, locals, and runners from across the region to raise awareness and funds for breast cancer research and support services. The race will take place Saturday, October 19th at 9 a.m., starting and finishing right outside the tavern. Participants can enjoy a fun and festive atmosphere, complete with music, refreshments, and of course, plenty of pink. Proceeds from the event go directly to the Delaware Breast Cancer Coalition, which provides education, mammogram screenings, and support networks for those affected with breast cancer across the state. Registration is now open, and all are encouraged to sign up, donate, or come out to cheer on the runners, all while supporting a great cause and celebrating community spirit in the heart of Newark.
With flu season underway, vaccine clinics have become widely available throughout campus. In order to prevent getting sick this upcoming fall and winter, precautions such as getting the flu shot are easily accessible for all students. Vaccines are available through Student Health Services, as well as CVS and Acme, who accept both walk-ins and appointments.
Delaware authorities are calling for public assistance in an ongoing investigation into a former swim coach charged with multiple counts of sexual abuse. Thomas Kennedy, age 56, from Dover, was arrested September 26th on charges including 2 counts of sexual abuse of a child by a person of trust, 13 counts of unlawful sexual contact in the second degree, and sexual solicitation of a minor. Prosecutors say Kennedy worked for years as a swim instructor at various YMCA facilities, the Siegel Jewish Community Center, and Maple Dale Country Club between 1997 and 2020. He also served as a youth minister in the Dover area during the late 1990s and early 2000s. Initial reports brought forward 1 victim, but following his arrest, 3 additional men have come forward claiming abuse when they were boys. Now, law enforcement and the Delaware Department of Justice are urging anyone with further information, including potential victims or witnesses, to come forward. Contacts provided include Dover Police Detective Nolan Matthews and Master Corporal Ryan Schmid. All defendants are presumed innocent until proven guilty in a court of law.
In Newark, a teenager shot in Wilmington early this month has died, and police say they've arrested a teen boy in connection with the case. Wilmington police report that on October 8th, 2 teens from Newark were shot on the east side of the neighborhood. One of the victims, a teenager, succumbed to his injuries, becoming the second Newark youth to die in the incident. Police have charged a 16-year-old boy with 2 counts of first-degree murder in connection with the shootings. Investigators say they believe the suspect is linked to both shootings and are working to determine the motive, as well as whether others were involved. The victims, both from Newark, were transported to the hospitals, but the second teen was not been able to be saved. Police are asking anyone with information to come forward. They're also urging community witnesses to contact detectives to help complete the investigation.
Good afternoon, Newark. I'm meteorologist Kayla O'Hara with the weather. Here are our local conditions. Currently, we have sunny skies with a high of 64 degrees, and later today, expect colder temperatures in the low 40s. Tomorrow morning, be sure to bring a jacket because it will be chilly with temperatures in the high 40s. Let's take a look at the 7-day forecast for the rest of the week. Expect temperatures to reach the mid-60s and increasing throughout the week. At night, cooling down into the low 50s with mostly sunny skies. Sunday and Monday, expect rain. Saturday is the pick of the week with a high of 71 degrees with partly sunny skies. Be sure to enjoy the beautiful fall weather while you can. I'm Kayla O'Hara with your weather. Thanks for tuning in.
Beloved actress Diane Keaton passed away this past Saturday at the age of 79. The award-winning actress, director, producer, and photographer enjoyed a career spanning more than 5 decades. Known for her iconic roles and timeless style, Keaton's influence on film and culture is undeniable. Her talent, charm, and originality will be remembered for generations to come.
A new controversy has erupted in the music world. Taylor Swift is facing backlash over a recent necklace design released as a part of her merchandise line. The necklace, a silver-toned piece featuring lightning bolts and a central star, has sparked online debate, with some critics alleging that its design borrows symbolism connected to historical extremist ideology. Supports of Swift pushback, claiming the symbolism is intended as an artistic or lyrical reference. Her songs frequently mention lightning strikes and storms, so they do not view the necklace as a hidden political message. Despite the controversy, Swift herself has not yet issued a public comment addressing these claims. The debate has grown louder because this is not the first time Swift has used jewelry as a potential Easter egg. Her fans are accustomed to decoding lyrics, visual cues, and accessories for hidden messagings. At the center of it all, it is merely a misunderstood design choice or a misstep that failed to consider historical sensitivities. The internet is divided.
That's all the news we have for tonight.
Thank you for joining us and staying informed with 427 News. For all of us here at 427 News, I'm Ava Lamb.
And I'm Gracie Back. Have a great day, Newark.